Population and distribution global issues. In today's world, we are all global. We are all connected around the world somehow or another, which makes supply chain management essential. However, there is a misconception that we don't have enough food and resources for the increasing population, therefore causing poverty and malnutrition, right? No, this is false. There is no overpopulation issue, it is a distribution issue. Have you ever wondered why you may see poverty in your city that's rich or has enough food to feed everyone, yet people still go hungry? We need to take a step back and look at the source of the problem. Understand the big picture helps us deal with the local little things. Did you know we have enough land and food to feed and house every person in the world and still have leftovers? The truth is, we have an abundance of food and a decreasing population. Both food and resources are being distributed irrationally and unfairly to serve the rich. The global extreme poverty rate did fall to only 9.2% in 2017. However, that is the equivalent to 689 million people living on less than $1.90 a day. Yet, you have a man like Elon Musk having a net worth of $169.8 billion to himself. The importance of fair distribution directly impacts our humanity, our ability to care about our planet and have compassion for everyone on it. A key factor here is we are not overpopulated, yet there is still unfair distribution. We are actually facing a population crisis.
The biggest problem the world will face in 20 years is population collapse.
China is facing its most dangerous decline in decades, setting the stage for potential demographic, economic, and even political crises in the near future.
Meanwhile, the number of births globally is on the decline. For the first time in modern history, the global population is expected to stop growing by the end of this century.
For years, China was the most populated country and enforced the rule that families were only allowed to have one child. Now,
they are to enter an era of negative growth. This is a big problem as a decline in birth rate and an increase of life expectancy means there will be too few workers to support the economy and an enormous aging population. In 2016, they did raise the limit to 2 children per family, hoping to cause a baby boom. It did not work. We too are directly affected by this population crisis. Canada needs more people and soon. Our aging population will bring problems within a decade if we don't increase our population. Our biggest asset is increasing immigration. Newcomers prop up our economy and boost our birth rates. Our target should be 100 million people by the next century. Many countries around the world are facing this same problem and have taken initiatives to fix the problem. Many governments have taken a part in offering direct financial incentives to families with children, for example, tax breaks, housing assistance, or discounts on public services. Places like South Korea, Singapore, France, Australia, Canada, Russia, and Poland have already offered baby bonuses to families with children. Specifically, Finland, Estonia, Italy, and Japan and Australia offer $10,000 paid over 10 years per child you have. Now, Japan has already felt these effects and are now below the average population level. According to the latest World Population Prospects from the UN, 27 countries have fewer people than they did in 2010, and it expects 55 nations, including China, to experience a constant decline between now and 2050. As you can see, overpopulation is not the issue in our diminishing of resources. The unequal distribution of resources causes things like the food crisis. One of the most striking examples of unequal distribution of resources on the planet is the existence of chronic hunger, especially malnutrition in children. In the past decade, there has been some success, but there are still over 150 million children that are malnourished. Malnutrition remains one of the main causes of infant mortality in the world. It's interesting that hunger and malnutrition is growing, but population is decreasing. Why is that? Since 2004, there has been an overall increase in hunger levels. This was aggravated by the economic crisis and rising of food prices. In 2008, this led to be a world food crisis, causing riots and unrest. In January 2011, global food prices reached their highest level. In order to counter these developments, better regulations of the world food market is needed. Western countries should introduce regulations to better control financial speculation and inflation. It is also important that feasible, sustainable energy alternatives are found. So now we see a decline in population, yet an increase in food crises. This then leaves us with the conclusion that it is a distribution problem that is also directly related to our humanity. To fix these problems, we need to be challenged. We need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. We need to have innovative ways of thinking about big ideas and problem solving. We must address the unequal distribution issues and the decreasing population.
Stay cool, global class. Peace out.